Hello, today I want to talk about how I set up multiple sites in one domain. And I had these two domains connected by pfSense VPN using IPsec. So if you look at this diagram, I have two firewall pfSense set up. And this firewall has two network interface. One is facing WAN, and then the other one is facing LAN. WAN is the 10.10.10.1 network. It only has two usable host IPs because it's /30. And on the LAN side, I have .7 network and .8 network, both in /24 subnet. So they are in two different subnet. I had both of them join the same domain, which is internal tsp.ca. And in that LAN network, I have a domain controller. One is named DC V, and the other one is called DCT. V stands for Vancouver in this case, and T stands for Toronto. I'm trying to set up two different sites, one in Vancouver and one in Toronto. I'm gonna now go over how I set up the VPN connection using IPsec between these two firewall. So here I have two pfSense. One is for Vancouver and one is for Toronto. And I'm going to access the web GUI using the Windows Server machine attached to each pfSense. So on the Vancouver side, the IP address for the LAN interface need to be entered here. So which is 192.168.7 and 254. Advanced and OK. Admin. So under VPN, I need to go to IPsec. And there's phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 is connecting the WAN side from one pfSense firewall to the other firewall. They are in the same subnet. So interface, you have to specify WAN, and then you have to specify the IP address of the other pfSense, which is on the remote site, and specify my identifier and peer identifier, and pre-shared key. And all of these have to match on this side to the other side. Lifetime, I gave a really long lifetime. And on the phase 2, now I have to match. I have to connect. I have to set up the LAN side of the connection, which is the local network is the network on this side, which is the Vancouver side, and then the remote side is the Toronto side. All of these have to match between two firewalls. And then after that, the firewall rules need to be set up. So if you go to firewall rules, there are different tabs. First, set up IPsec. It has to pass interfaces IPsec, IPv4, and so this here I try to specify the network between the LAN address, which is 192.168.7 network and .8 network, but it didn't work. So here I opened everything, any protocol, any source, any destination, and after that I went to the LAN side and specified my network. So source, I put it as any because it's coming from this on the Vancouver side, and then I set up the destination as the Toronto side. And I did exactly the same on the Toronto side. 192.168. So VPN IPsec. Remote gateway is to the Vancouver side. My identifier is my WAN IP address. Peer identifier is the remote site, Vancouver site WAN address. Pre-shared key has to match. This inscription algorithm has to match as well. Same thing with the firewall rules. I have one for IPsec. I did exactly the same thing. Oops. And then destination being the Vancouver site LAN network. One additional thing that I had to do was I realized that on the Vancouver side, for some reason, I kept on losing VPN. So I wanted the VPN connection to be longer. And what I found was that if I go to System and Advanced, and then go to the Firewall and NAT, there is an option that I can change to Conservative, and then that keeps the VPN connection longer. So once that's done, I created a domain, and then I joined the domain for myself. And I also installed the DNS role on both domain controller. But on the Toronto side, I used Vancouver side of DNS server as my Toronto side of DNS server. So if I go to network connections, so this is .8 network, which is different from the Vancouver side because I'm on the Toronto domain controller machine. And I used the Vancouver side of DNS server as the primary one. And then I used the Toronto side of a DNS server as the alternate one. It is important when you install Active Directory domain service on the second site. I have to specify that I want to replicate from the Vancouver domain controller instead of creating a new one. So on both sides, also I have to make sure that Microsoft Defender Firewall should be a domain on both. Once that's set up, I should be able to ping each other because VPN connection is established. So I'm going to ping this address. And ping should work. And the other side as well. Now the DNS servers are set up on both sides, and they both join the domain. Ping by domain name should work as well. So I'm going to ping DC Vancouver, and it should work as well. Now I'm going to demonstrate the replication. Go to Active Directory users and computers, domain users, and I'm going to show the same on the Toronto side, and I'm going to create new user, name tester 99, last name 9, and tester 99. password. And next. The tester 99 should show up here. Trying, it's not showing up. So sometimes you need to force the replication. Last time it just appeared right away, but I'm going to try to force it. And then now it showed up. So yeah, that's how I replicated two different sites in one domain with two different network subnets. Thank you.